Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1978 Atlanta Braves baseball. It's April 25th, and we got the San Francisco Giants traveling to Atlanta to take on the Braves. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the San Francisco Giants. Leading off, playing center field, Larry Herndon. Batting second, playing third, Darrell Evans. Batting third, playing second base, Bill Madlock. Batting fourth, playing first base, Willie McCovey. Batting fifth, playing right field, Jack Clark. Batting sixth, playing left field, Terry Whitfield. Batting seventh and doing the catching, Mark Hill. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, Johnny LeMaster. And on the mound, batting ninth is Jim BARR. And let's take a look at the hometown Atlanta Braves. Leading off, playing second base, Jerry Royster. Batting second, playing center field, Roland Office. Batting third, playing right field, Brian Astleton. Batting fourth, playing left field is Jeff Burris. Batting fifth, doing the catching, Biff Pocoroba. Batting sixth, playing first base, Dale Murphy. Batting seventh, playing third base, Ron Gilbreth. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, Pat Rocket. And on the mound, batting ninth is Phil NIEKRO. Let's get this game started and see if the Braves can win 5 in a row, believe it or not. We got Larry Herndon leading off for the Giants, batting 246 with no homers and 7 RBIs, going up against Phil NIEKRO. This is his 5th start of the year. He's 2-1 with a 2.25 ERA. Here's the pitch to Larry, and that's going to be against a 17. That'll be a single infield hit. Larry Herndon's aboard here, folks, with infield hit. So runner down at first, and up steps Darrell Evans. And see how long Herndon stays at first. Evans batting 208, 3 homers, 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a 15, 8. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Jeff Burris makes the catch for out number 1. And Larry Herndon's probably going to be taking off on this pitch. He'll be a 28. Well, no, he'll be a 22. NIEKRO's moves a 0. Hey, Mike and Dave, how's it going, guys? So Herndon's a 24. Pocoroba has a terrible arm. Going to make him a 28. So it'll be a 54 or less. He's safe at second. And he's safe at second with a stolen base. Herndon's down now in scoring position with 1 out for Madlock. And Bill Madlock's batting 312. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs on the year. See if Phil NIEKRO can get out of this with nobody scoring. And that's not going to happen because that's going to be he's not an M. That's going to be a double in the left field. And just like that, the Giants are up 1-0. The stolen base pays off. Herndon scores easy. Now you got Mad Dog down at second for Willie McCovey. McCovey's batting 222, 2 homers and 6 RBIs. And yeah, let's go Braves is right, Dave. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. See if that's going to be deep enough to score. To get the runner down the third. Have to re-roll the dice here. 5. It'll be a 40. I think he'll probably get down there. 24. He's going to stay put. He's not going to get thrown out going down the third with 2 outs. So that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. He stays put. And that'll bring up Jack Clark. And Jack Clark's batting .431 on the year, folks. He's got no homers but 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. Nuxie doesn't want no parts of Clark. And that'll bring up Terry Whitfield. Now you got first and second, already 1 run in. And 2 outs here. And Whitfield's batting .265. He's got 2 homers and 7 RBIs on the year. Yeah. If Nuxie can get him out and get out of this inning with only 1 run scoring. And that's going to be a 9 against 14. And that's going to be a single into left field. And that'll score Madlock. And it is now a 2-0 ball game, folks. That'll bring up Mark Hill. Nuxie struggling here in the first inning. And Mark Hill's batting .289. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs. And that'll finally end the inning. That's going to be a pop-up in the shallow left field. And the Rocket goes out and makes the catch, but not until the Giants score 2. We go to the bottom of the first. Giants 2. Royster, Office, and Asselton due up here. Jerry Royster's off to a good start, batting .291. No homers and 2 RBIs going up against Jim BARR. BARR is off to a great start this year. This is his 4th start. He's 2-0 with a 1.73 ERA. Here's the pitch to Jerry. And that's going to be a comebacker to the mound. Over to first for out number 1. That brings up Office now. And rolling here. Let's see if he can get a 1-out rally. Starting to get some of these runs back, batting .278. No homers, 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And Madlock's got it. Fires over to McCovey. And that'll be 2 down. That brings up Brian Asselton. And let's see if Brian can get a 2-out rally started here. Brian's hitting .316. He's got no homers and only 1 RBI. And that'll be against 8. That'll be a single in the left field. So Brian gets aboard here with 2 outs. That'll bring up Jeff Burris. The Braves are glad to see him up. He's off to a good start to this year. See if Jeff can get a 2-out base hit and do something. He's batting .242, homers and 5 RBIs. And nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the second. He'll go the short way over the short. And that'll end the inning. The Braves strand 1. We go to the top of the second. It's 2-0 Giants. Bottom part of the order due up here for the Giants. Going to have Lemaster, BARR, and then back to the top of the order in Herndon. And Johnny Lemaster's batting .208, 2 homers, and 6 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a 20. That's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Jeff Burris makes a nice catch. That'll be out number 1. Rob Lemaster of a base hit. That brings up BARR. And on this channel, you know we don't need no stinking DH. And BARR's only batting a 111. No homers. He does have 2 RBIs, though. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short near the mound. Rocket makes the catch for out number 1. And that brings up Larry Herndon now. And Larry started off this game with a single and stole a base. Came around the score in the first. And he gets a hold of this one. He's got Nuxie figured out today, it looks like. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. He'll be on with a 2-out double. Back in scoring position for Darrell Evans. And Evans, he flew out the left field his first time up. Here's the pitch to Howdy Doody Evans. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. That'll end the inning. Giants strand 1. Aaron Reed joins us here as we go to the bottom of the second. Still 2-0 Giants. We got Pocoroba, Murphy, and Gilbreth due up here for the Braves. Biff's off to a good start, batting .324. He's got 2 homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a rare play, 34 on a 36. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 count on Pocoroba. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. LeMaster's up with it. Fires over to first for out number 1. Here comes the Murph. Murph's off to a slow start this year, only batting .208. Does have 3 homers and 5 RBIs, though. And that's going to be a pop-up down the second. Mad Dog's got it for out number 2. And that brings up Ron Gilbreth now. Gilbreth's batting .206. No homers, 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Clark in right field. 1, 2, 3 goes the Braves. We go to the top of the third. Got Madlock, McCovey, and Clark due up here. Mad Dog doubled and drove in a run his first time up. Came around to score. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Office has got it for out number 1. And up steps Willie McCovey now. McCovey, he flew out the right field his first time up. That's going to be a ground ball down to Royster. He's up with it. Fires over to Murph for out number 2. And here comes Jack Clark. And Jack walked his first time up. And that's going to be a comebacker to the mound. Matter of fact, that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Clark out this time. And that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Got the Rocket, NIEKRO, and then back to Royster due up here. Pat's batting a measly 130. No homers, 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. Walking a guy only hitting a $130. See if the Braves can take advantage of this. It brings up Phil NIEKRO now with a runner down at first. They'll put the bunt on here. NIEKRO's 0 for 10 this year. And a 25. And that'll be hit down the front of the mound. That's a 7 catcher, a 51. That might be fielding column 3. And just barely fielding column 3. And that'll get the runner down the first as Hill picks up the ball, fires it down the first with Madlock covering. Well, actually, McCovey covered it. He went back and covered the bag. So now you got a runner in scoring position for Jerry Royster here with a 1 out. Royster, he grounded back to the mound his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball again back to the mound. And that'll get the runner down the third. So now you got 2 outs. Runner at third for Office. Can he get a 2-out base hit and cut this lead in half, folks? Make it 2-1. He grounded out to second his first time up. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. This is going to at least get 1 run in. See if he can get 2 runs in. Blast one here at the launching pad. And that ball is, well, let's see. He's a G. He might stop this against a 9. And that ball is stopped. It's going to be a double in the left field. That'll get 1 run in. But BARR doesn't give up many home runs, and he stops that one from going over the fence. So we got 1 in, runner down at second. Wait a second, I looked at the wrong chart. That is a home run. I was looking at a runner on second chart. Sorry about that, screwed the pooch. Let's redo this. A 1 on a runner on third is a home run. That's going to tie this game up. You look at the right chart, it helps out. Helps out here. So that's a home run by Office in the left field and ties this game up at 2 apiece, folks. Nice job by Roland. And that'll bring up Brian. Brian's 1 for 1. Hey, what's going on, Hunter? And he singled his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the deep right field. And Clark's out there and makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. But the Braves score 2 on a 2-run homer by Office. And we go to the top of the 4th, tied up at 2 apiece. We got Whitfield, Hill, and LeMaster due up here for the Giants. Terry's 1 for 1, had an RBI single his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Terry's down there at first. Now, what you want to see if you're a Braves, just tied this game up and you walk the leadoff batter. Mark Hill popped up the short his first time up, looking for that double play ball. And that'll be a fly ball out the right field for out number 1. And that brings up Johnny LeMaster now. And LeMaster, he flew out the left field his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. And Whitfield's still down there at first. And now BARR's up. And BARR had a pop up the short his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Leadoff walk doesn't hurt the Braves. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We got Burris. Excuse me. Pocaroba and Murphy due up here. Jeff reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. And he squares this one up, folks. And all of a sudden, they're starting to figure out Jim Barr. And that's going to be a double in the right field. So you got Jeff aboard here with nobody out. And that brings up Pocaroba, the runner in scoring position. And Biff grounded out to short his first time up. And that's going to be against a 7. And that's going to be a single through short. And Burris, with his speed's not going to try. He's going to stop at 3rd with nobody out. He's not getting thrown out at home. And that'll bring up the Murph now with runners on 1st and 3rd and nobody out. The Murph give the Braves the lead here. He popped up to 2nd his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. And that'll fill the bases up for Rod Gilbreth. And Rod Gilbreth come through with a big base hit and bust this game open for the Braves. Braves are trying to win their 5th in a row. Gilbreth flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And he's a 1 on a 56. And his only plays over the 1st. So the Braves will score a run here, folks, and take a 3-2 lead. Now we got 2nd and 3rd and only 1 out. So a productive out by by Gilbreth. Now Pat Rocket's up. He walked and came around to score his first time up. Here's the pitch to the Rocket. They'll bring the infield in since there's not a double play chance here. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. And that's going to score Pocaroba probably pretty easily. That was a pretty deep fly ball. A 60. We'll check. Clark's got a gun out there, but Pocaroba should still score. And the thing is, will Murph try to get down to 3rd? And 61. So they're not going to try to get Murph at 3rd, but they are going to throw home to try to get Pocaroba. So it'll be a 60 minus 35 plus the 6. So a 31. A 61 or lower. Pocaroba makes. And they throw him out, folks. Clark guns out Pocaroba at the plate. And that'll end the inning. And the Braves score 1 But what could have been is Jack Clark with a nice throw home gets Pokoroba. And it is now 3-2 Atlanta. So we go to the top of the fifth. And you got Herndon, Evans, and Madlock, the top of the order, due up here against NIEKRO. Larry Herndon's 2 for 2. He's got a double, stole a base, and a single, and came around the score. And they finally get him out here, folks. That's a pop-up. Just got underneath of it down the short for out number 1. That brings up Darrell Evans now. And Evans is 0 for 2. He's flown out to each corner left and right. And that's going to be another fly ball out to left field. So a 2 up and 2 down. And that brings up the Mad Dog. Bill Madlock is up now. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI double. He flew out to center his other time up. And that'll be a ground ball down to Gilbreth. 1, 2, 3 goes the Giants. We go to the bottom of the fifth. We got NIEKRO, and then back to the top of the order in Royster in office. Nuxie had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. Still looking for his first hit. And that's going to be a rare play. 66 on a 36. And that'll be out the left field. And we'll have to re-roll some dice here. And a 52 with a 2, maybe fielding column 2, I would think. Nope, that's going to be fielding column 3. That's going to be a single to left field. Nuxie gets his first hit. And Whitfield misplays that ball, folks. That's going to be an E7, and Nuxie's going to find himself with his great speed down at second. So you got a runner in scoring position now with nobody out for Jerry Royster. Can the Braves add on and get some insurance runs here in the fifth? And Jerry's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to the mound twice. Here's the pitch to Royster. And that's going to be a base on balls. So now you got first and second. And still nobody out for office. And Rowland hit that 2-run homer his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Grounded out the second his other time up. And that's going to be a pop up in the foul territory. Hill takes off the mask, makes the catch for out number 1. Runner stay put. Here comes Asselton up now, and he is 1 for 2. He singled and flew out the right, and he gets a hold of this one, folks. The Braves are going to get some insurance runs here. That's going to be a... He's not an L&M. Nope, that's going to be a double in the right field. And Nuxie will score. And 36. And Royster's going to stop at third here. So RBI double by Bryant. And that'll force the Giants to bring the infield in with second and third. And only 1 out. Jeff Burris hit a double. That'll get the bullpen up here for the Giants, as old BARR is struggling here in these last 3 innings. And Jeff Burris is 1 for 2 with a double. Came around to score in the fourth. And that's going to be a ground ball down this first. And first baseman McCovey. That'll be a fielding column 1 with the infield in. And the only play for McCovey, even with the infield in, is the toss-out ball over to BARR covering first. And that'll score a run. And that'll make it 5-2. Now a runner down at third and 2 outs. And that brings up Biff Pokoroba. He's 1 for 2 today. He's grounded out and singled his last time up. And that'll be a fly ball out to left field. Whitfield's got it. But the Braves score 2 and lead this game 5-2. As we go to the top of the sixth, we got McCovey, Clark, and Hill due up here for the Giants. And Willie is 0 for 2. He's flown out and grounded out. And that's going to be a pop up down the short. The Rockets got it for out number one. And that'll bring up Jack Clark now. And Jack's 0 for 1. He's walked and struck out. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. He strikes him out for the second time. Jack Clark trying for the fences. Here comes Whitfield, who had that costly error that got NIEKRO in the scoring position. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. An RBI single his first time up. And that's going to be a single in the right field. And that'll get a runner on with 2 outs here for Mark Hill. And Hill is 0 for 2, popped up to the shortstop and flew out to right. And that's going to be against 14-9. And that's going to be an infield hit. And all of a sudden now with 2 outs, Nuxie's got some problems here. And that'll bring up Johnny LeMaster with first and second. 2 outs. LeMaster's 0 for 2. He's flown out the left and struck out. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. And that's going to be he doesn't have an L. That'll be a double in the right field. That'll score Whitfield. Hill not very good speed. Let's see if he's going to try to score. The pitcher is due up next, though. 51. So minus 32 plus 23 for Hill to score. 23, that's a 45. They're going to go for it with 2 outs here. A 45 or less, Hill makes it home. And a 46, a bang play. That's a double in the right field. And they throw the runner out at home, folks. And that'll end the inning. But the Giants do score 1 and make this a 5-3 ball game. And BARR will try to get through this 6th inning. He's due up the lead off the 7th. So let's see if BARR can make it through this inning. You got Murphy, Gilbreth, and a Rocket due up. Figured it was worth a chance with the pitcher spot due up next. So the Murph is 0 for 1. He's popped up and walked. And that'll be against a 10. And that'll be a fly ball out to center field. Nice play by Herndon out there. Robs Murph of a base hit. 1 down. And Gilbert's up now. See if old Rod can do something. He's 0 for 2. He did have a ground out that drove in a run. And that'll be a swing and a miss, strike 3. All of a sudden, BARR settled down after a rocky 3 innings there, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And that brings up Pat Rocket. He's 0 for 1. Walked and flew out. And that's when old Clark threw home and got old Biff Pokerova. And that'll be a pop up down the short. That'll end the inning. And we go to the top of the 7th. It is 5-3. Atlanta. We'll have a pitch hitter here for BARR. And then back to the top of the order in Herndon and Evans. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here. And it looks like it's going to be Gardner. The switch hitting Gardner is going to come off the bench here. Try to get aboard here with the Giants trailing by 2. And where is Gardner? There he is. Left hitting Gardner comes up. And Art, this is his second plate appearance. He's 0 for 1 this year. Here's the pitch to Art. And that'll be a swing and a miss, strikes him out. That'll be out number 1 here. And the 7th. Back to the top of the order we go. So let's see who's going to come out here in the pitch. You got NIEKRO, and then the top of the order. Well, we'll look and see who hasn't pitched in a while for the Giants. You got Larry Herndon up now. He is 2 for 3 with a double. He's stolen a base, came around the score, and popped up the short his other time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Royster. He fires over to Murphy for out number 1. And that brings up Darrell Evans now. 2 outs and nobody on here. And Evans is 0 for 3. He's flown out 3 times, twice to the left and once to right. And that's the first time that he's hit a ground ball. And that'll be hit down to Murphy. He takes it himself, steps on the bag. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. Now we got to see who the Giants are going to send out here after the 7th inning stretch. Got a bunch of righties due up here. See who hasn't pitched in a while. Curtis hasn't pitched in a while. How about Williams? Williams pitched later. So it's going to be John Curtis coming out of the bullpen. Try to keep this a 2-run game. And this is John Curtis' first appearance of the season. So let's see how he does against the Braves. In 1978, he pitched in 46 games. He was 4-3 with a 3.71 ERA. First batter he'll face is Phil NIEKRO, and then back to the top of the order in Royster in office. NIEKRO's 1 for 1, came around the score in his last time up. And against a 9, that's going to be a single in the left field. We don't need no stinking DH, as Nuxie's aboard for the second time. He was 0 for 10 coming in this game. Now he's 2 for 2. That'll bring up Jerry Royster now with Nuxie down at first. Jerry's 0 for 2. He walked his last time, came around the score. He's grounded out to the mound the other 2 times. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. See if they can go around the horn and get a double play. Evans is a good fielding third baseman. And with Nuxie down at first, that's going to be the old 5-4-3 double play. That wipes away that base hit. Now there's 2 outs for office and nobody on. And Nuxie goes back to the bench to sit down. Office takes his time coming up to the plate. He's 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer. And that's going to be a deep fly ball out the left field. But this time Whitfield's got room out there, and that'll end the inning. We go to the top of the 8th. It's still 5-3 Atlanta. And we got Madlock, McCovey, and Clark due up here against Phil. Mad Dog's 1 for 3 with an RBI double. And he grounded out and flew out his other 2 times up. And that's going to be a base hit, infield hit for Mad Dog. So he's aboard here with nobody out. That brings up McCovey. And Willie is 0 for 3. He is grounded out, popped up, and flown out. And that's going to be a nice ball hit down the short. That's a tailor-made double play. 6-4-3. And that gets 2 outs. Nobody on now for Clark. That's the way you want Jack Clark coming up to the plate with nobody on. Clark is 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Can Nuxie get him the hat trick? And he walked his other time up. And that's going to be 18 and an 8. And that's going to be a fly ball. Office makes a nice catch out there in center field. And that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-3 Atlanta. And we got Asselton, Burris, and Pocoroba. Brian's 2 for 3 with a RBI double. And he flew out to right his other time up. And he gets a hold of this one again off of Curtis. And that ball is high. Oh, he's got an H. Let's make sure here. Against an 8. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going to deep center field. Home run, Brian Alston. No, it's not. Let's look at the right card. Sorry, guys. That's a triple in the left field, not a homer. Looked at the wrong card. That'll be a triple in the left field. Glad I re-looked at that. That's 2 screwing off the pooches here. So that's a triple in the left field. Brian's down at third with only nobody out. That'll force the Giants to bring the infield in. And Jeff Burris is up. He's 1 for 3 with a RBI ground ball. He's reached on the fielder's choice his other time up. And that'll be a fly ball in the center field. Larry Herndon's out there. That'll be he's a 2 with a 35. Probably be fielding column number 2, and it is. And we'll re-roll a dice here. And that'll be a 42. He's got a nice arm out there, and Larry Herndon's got a gun. Brian's got some speed, but he's going to stay put with only 1 out. So that's a fly ball in the center field, 1 down. That brings up Biff Pocoroba. See if Biff with 1 out here can drive in Brian. And that'll be another fly ball out the center field. This time a 55 on a 2. That might be fielding column 3, and it is. And that'll be a 46 this time. And this time with 2 outs, he may try it. 26, a 52 or lower, and he's in there safely, folks. With 2 outs, they are going to let him tag up, and he makes it in there safely. That's a sacrifice fly by Biff Pocoroba, and that gives the Braves a 3-run lead now. And that'll bring up Murphy now with nobody on and 2 outs. And the Murph is 0 for 2. He's walked. He's popped up the second and flew out the center. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Evans is up with it, fires across the diamond for out number 3, but the Braves score 1. We go to the 9th with a 3-run lead. You got Whitfield, Hill, and LeMaster due up here against NIEKRO. Terry's figured Nuxie out. He's 2 for 2 with a walk, 2 singles, and an RBI. Here's the pitch to Terry. And that'll be a fly ball out the office for out number 1. And that brings up Mark Hill now. And Mark Hill is 1 for 3. He's popped up the short, flew out the right and singled his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Nuxie strike out LeMaster to end this game in style here, folks. And the Braves win their 5th game in a row. Here, LeMaster's 1 for 3 with a double. Flew out and struck out with an RBI. And this game's not over. LeMaster squares it up, folks. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. Johnny LeMaster keeps this game alive with a 2-out double. Now it'll get the bullpen up for the Braves. And we'll have a pitch hitter here for Curtis. See who's going to come off the bench. The Giants don't have much of a bench. And they're going to go against the righty-lefty split. They're going to bring out Ivy. Oh, Mike. It's going to come off the bench here. He's got some pop. See if he can do something here against Nuxie. And he is batting 500 on the year. He's got 1 RBI. Here's the pitch to Mike. And that'll be a 37 with a runner on second. And that'll be the pitcher. Nuxie's a good fielding pitcher. 34 on a 2 should be fielding column 1. And it is. Runner caught off second. Unbelievable. He picks off Johnny LeMaster, folks, to end this game. So NIEKRO spins around, fires down the second, and they get LeMaster, and this game is over. The Braves win 6-3. Let's take a look here at the box score. The Giants actually out-hit the Braves. The Giants 3 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. But the Braves, where it counts, 6 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Larry Herndon and Madlock and Whitfield and LeMaster both, all of them had 2 hits. Herndon, Madlock, and LeMaster also had doubles in this game. The Giants were 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Did well there. They left 5 men on base. And Brian Alston had a nice game. He was 3 for 4. Phil NIEKRO 2 for 2. And a big home run by Office. The Braves were 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position. They only left 3 men on base. Very, very productive when they had runners on. And BARR picks up his first loss. Pitches 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, only 4 of them earned. Walked 3, struck out 1, and gave up the home run to Office. Curtis comes in, pitches 2 innings, gives up 1 run. And Nuxie goes the distance for his 3rd win. 9 hits, 3 runs, walked 2, struck out 5. Let's get rid of that. There we go. And let's do some fast play here in the National League. We got the Dodgers going up to Cincinnati to take on the Big Red Machine. See what Aaron Reed's Reds can do against these Dodgers. Hopefully win, because I don't like the Dodgers. And no, the Dodgers beat up on Aaron Reed's Reds. 7 runs, 14 hits, and no errors. The Reds, 1 run, 6 hits, and 2 errors. Then the Padres travel to Houston to take on the Astros. And the Padres will win a close one. 5 runs, 13 hits, and no errors. The Astros, 4 runs, 13 hits, and no errors. Then you got the Cardinals taking on the Expos up in Montreal, Canada. See what happens across the border. And the Expos win a close one. The Cardinals, 3 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. The Expos, 4 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error. Then we got Beatles, Pirates going up to New York to take on the stinking Mets. Hopefully the Pirates win up here in New York City. And the Pirates shut out the Mets. Pirates 3 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. The Mets no runs, 8 hits, and no errors. As Robinson couldn't quite get the complete game, goes 8 2/3. And the final game is the Cubbies against Ken Castro's Phillies. See what happens up here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. As Beatles comes in just in time to see his Buccos win. Shuts them out, Beatles. I'm glad because I don't like the Mets. And the Phillies win for Ken Castro. The Cubbies 1 hit, 1 run, 8 hits. They out hit the Phillies, but not where it counts. And no runs. And the Phillies 3 runs on only 5 hits and no errors. Yeah, exactly, Beatles. And that is it for April 25th. Take a look here at the standings. As the Braves have won 5 in a row. Who would have told me the Braves could win 5 in a row in '78? I'd have called them a liar. On a roll here. The Phillies still leading the National League East by half a game over the Expos. And the Dodgers out west are a game and a half up on the Giants. And the Braves get out of last place, folks. They're 3.5 games back in fourth. You got Houston and the Reds behind them now, 4 and 5.5. How about that with that 5-game winning streak? They're a game under 500. And in the National League, Larry Parrish is leading the league with a 468 batting average. You got three batters with 5 home runs. And now Bob Watson is taking over the RBI lead over Greg Lazinski with 15. And you still have Bob Shirley with a 1.17 ERA and multiple pitchers with 3 wins on the year. Fingers is the only pitcher with 3 saves. And Bob Watson now is leading the MVP voting in the National League. And a bunch of guys are tied with the Cy Young Award. And the next game on the channel is going to be a bats game, folks. Let's go over here to the bats. It's going to be the St. Louis Cardinals taking on the New York Giants up in the Polo Grounds. After just playing San Francisco, it was hard for me not to say that. So we'll have back-to-back Giants games here on the channel. And it's going to be, I believe it's Christy Mathewson going against, let's see here. Yeah, that's not the pitching matchup. Like I say, it's going to be Christy Matheson going up against Doak for the Cardinals. I want to thank Beatles Eternally. Check out his channel. Hunter, check out his channel. Aaron Reed, check out his great channel. Mike in the Truck and Dave Gardner was the first one in the house. Check out Dave's channel. And I'm going to get off here, get myself some lunch, and we'll be back on later with this Cardinals-Giants game. Until next time, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders, and on your way out of Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium, hit that like button, leave a comment. Until next time, y'all, take care.